Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spiritual Events Directory Indie Author Interview Series. My name's Pip Coleman, and today we're talking to the lovely Kelly Maree, who is an author, business owner, and mum. And she has written a beautiful series of books. Welcome, Kel. How are you going?
Hey, I'm great, thanks, Pip. How are you?
Good. It's good to have you on. And today we're going to be talking about a few different things around the whole concept of writing and why we write and what was your kind of impetus behind creating these beautiful series of children's books. So perhaps you could tell us, I guess, to start with, why did you start writing children's books? That's sort of out of the box for you, isn't it?
Yeah, so I have a furniture removals business. I worked very hard on, and we were supposed to go away, but COVID hit, so we had the business up and running for itself. So we ended up with 6 weeks of time on our hands. So I said, I've always wanted to write. I'm going to write. I'm going to honour my sons, leave a legacy for my beautiful boy Oskar, and to honour my little angel Ollie. So that's why I decided to do these books in honour of my boy, and also to raise money and awareness about the issue of bereavement out there with families and stuff. So it's a very close project for me, and one that I think that. Well, it's been an incredible journey, very emotional, but something that they have to be on. It's it feels like fate, like everything just fell into place.
Yes, it really did, didn't it? I mean, a lot of people, we were saying before we got on this call that, a lot of people in this time are finding it quite difficult, and, they don't know what to do. And there is a lot of grief around, just things changing, and just the fact that we're not allowed to do what we have been doing, and there's a grieving process that's happening with things used to be a certain way and now they're a different way. And then you take it to that next level where there's people losing family members as well. So, and you have had you've had that experience of losing a family member. So how did that affect you in terms of, obviously it pushed you to sort of want to write, but did the writing happen before? That idea of writing, was that something that you wanted to do before COVID happened?
Oh yes, I've written another book about my life, but that's sort of a very long book, and I tell Oskar lots of stories. Every morning he brings his favourite stuffy toys in. We've got our friend Mr. Bear over here. So he's very, very precious. So every morning we do a story together that, the bear is very upset, and this is the basis for the Oskar and the Bear book. Don't judge a book by its cover. So Bear's very upset, and, they don't know why. Got a prickle in his paw, and that's making him really cranky. He can't get it out. So Oskar comes along and pulls the prickle out, and they become best friends. So it's kind of he inspires me so much. He was born so early, born at 24 weeks. I spent 4.5 months in hospital just getting him strong enough to come home, on oxygen for 6 months at home, really rough start. I'm using only, of course, kind of, he survived just to figure look awesome. And then I love his inspiration. He's turned into this adventurous little boy, and I just want to write about him, and I want to leave him a legacy, We all want to make something better for our children, right? We all want to do something for them to remember us by, and I think it's very important, especially on a spiritual level, that I give something back, not only to the foundations that supported me in that time, in that hospital time, but also to connect with Oskar. Because when he gets older, he's going to appreciate this so much of what I did as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And that whole process of going through, the loss of a loved one is something that a lot of people have probably experienced in their lifetime. But it's definitely different when it's a really close family member and a child as well. So how would you describe that, that journey that happened for you?
I describe it very much like a big black hole.
Mm-hmm.
It was all adrenaline and emotion when it first started the hospital, creating a business. We created it 2 weeks before the babies were born. So I actually grew this business from zero to hero in 4 years while attending hospital and doing this with Oskar. But the grief is, unless you're there, you can't explain it. It's
Right.
especially losing a child. There was numbness. There was like drinking a lot, painkillers, just, then the doctor giving me a very good mental health plan and a very good medication was able to pull me out of that hole. It was a very, very deep hole. So
Yeah.
with that, I threw myself into the business, forgetting about myself, and just I had to work to earn money to keep my family, alive, pretty much. So that was the pushing, driving force. But then again, everything slows down, and especially with COVID, everything just, it was fate, really. I had this woman that was on this group of mine that said, I need guinea pigs for my functional health coach course to finish it. And I said, oh, okay, I'll be the guinea pig, don't know what it's about. She spent 1 hour saying, so what do you want? So what's your health like? What do you think? And I'm just like, oh, you're asking about me? Oh, okay, I don't know. I haven't thought about it, know? And she goes, well, I think it's time you need to start thinking about it. What do you want? What are your goals? And within that 1 hour, I went, I do have goals, and I want to write. I want to write stories for Oskar. And then suddenly after that phone call, and I even get goosebumps now, I just went, I'm going to be an author, where's my pen and paper? And I wrote 3 stories in the week, first 3 that have been released. Oskar and Storm, Oskar Moon Rocks, and Oskar and the Bear. I wrote them within a week. Then I found an illustrator within a week. And then I found Ocean Reef Publishing, left with Cotton Socks, and it just fell in place. Within 2 weeks, I had everything. It was supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Too many times we think that we're pushing ourselves towards someone else's dreams, and we're not listening to what we really want. It just takes one person to go, hey, how are you doing? What do you want? And then your whole life changes.
One question has shifted you completely out of that focus of like do to what do I actually want? Like, that's what a great
instead of do. I want to be an author. I want to be a good mother and a good support for people. I want to bring this subject to the surface. Nobody talks about their dead children. Nobody, when I lost Dolly, all my friends came forward and they said that experience happened to me. I lost my baby. I'm still born at 38 weeks. I've had 6 miscarriages. I'm like, wow, I've known you for 5 or 6 years and I don't know this stuff about you because people don't talk about it. And I want to bring this to the surface, and I want to tell people it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to, to grieve about it. It's okay, to read the front of the book, which has a dedication to the doctors and nurses in the NICU, and to turn to your partner and to say, hey, I miss, my little angel. Let's talk about it. Something that is just not happening, and I want to bring it to the surface and make people understand that whatever you're feeling is okay. But you have the right to talk about your son and your daughter. You have the right to talk about your little angel. This is the right that we have as grieving parents to do that. But nobody wants to talk about the dead baby. It's just, even saying dead baby in the same sentence, it's like in your face. It's just, I don't know. It's people just go, oh, no, I don't want to talk about that,
Right. I mean, it touches our heart and soul, doesn't it, when we hear somebody say that their baby has died. Like, that's such a huge thing, you know. So I love the fact that you're willing to have those conversations and you're encouraging people to have those conversations. And I'm guessing that you talk about Ollie to Oskar, you know, openly, that it's openly discussed in the family.
We've got pictures on the walls. We've got his little hat and his little booties. You know, I open Ollie's box at least, you know, maybe once every couple of months, and I pull out the stuff. His handprints, his footprint were all done in the plaster.
Nice.
I pull them out and I tell him that this is little big brother, little big brother. So this is something that we're really upfront with him about. And he calls him Ollie, which is so cute. It's my brother Ollie. So yeah, we've been upfront with him since day one, and I think it's really important for families to share that with their little ones. And I would like to write a book about it. Also, his big brother. So dealing with bereavement in families and losing a brother or a sister, how to hopefully this book will bring some sort of conversation with the child. So that's one of the next things in the pipeline.
Yeah. I think that's really cool because, you know, kids are so resilient and they have that, they actually have the ability to understand. They'll only take on what they are ready to take on, you know, and it's us that kind of softens things or tries to soften things. And it's for our own comfort rather than the child sometimes.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure. So that's great. So you've currently got 3 books that are coming out, and those 3 books,
30th of September.
Yes, excellent. And they are 3 of you said there's 20 books that you've conceived but haven't actually gotten ready quite yet. So will one of those books be about Ollie, or do you think that that'll be later?
No, so the next 3 are Oskar and the Bugs, which is finished, Oskar and the Superpowers, which is the first 2 verses done, and then I'm not sure, maybe I was going to do Oskar and the Naughty Germs, since it's COVID related, something about naughty germs, washing your hands, you know, like hygiene for children, stuff like that. I think it's very relevant. It's really, really difficult for me to write that book about Ollie. So I think it's going to be a lot of processing time just actually to release this trilogy and to accomplish such an amazingly, I'm so humbled that I could do this for the charities that I want. The support has been incredible, and the experience is just something that I can't even explain. It's mind blowing. And I'm really just so excited for what the rest of this journey is going to be about, because I feel something inside of me that I'm sure so many people feel, that they just have to get out and they don't know how. Like, how many of you out there have got a book that you want to release and you just don't know how to do it? Well, talk to people around you, talk to us, get in contact with me, your Pip, and you can self-publish like we did. You can get your words on paper, write a book for your child, become, you know, who you want to be. It's possible. Just do it. Don't procrastinate. Don't, you know, you have this time, this ever-changing world. Come up with an idea. Follow what you want to do. It's, for me, it just happened, and I'm working my butt off to do this. I'm working 8 to 10 hours a day on these books, and people are going to see the finished product and they're not going to realize what hard work went into it. But if you want something, you have to work so hard for it. You can't just sit back and expect it all to happen.
There's definitely action that needs to be taken, for sure. That's something that a lot of people, you know, struggle with, that, you know, and it's not about the action even. Some people are like, yeah, I'm good with taking action, that's fine. But there's a lot of feelings that come up. I found that every time I talk to an author about their process, they always come back to me and say, it's not that I couldn't write the book, and it's not that I didn't want to do the action steps, it's just that I was feeling lots of things. They were feeling afraid, or they were feeling like they might be rejected, or they were feeling like they might be judged, because putting yourself out there is a big thing. And especially if you've never done it before, that's even bigger. It's huge. So did you find that those feelings have come up, or has it been too much of a whirlwind and you haven't even had a chance to think about that?
Some people feel afraid of emotions. I embrace them and I use them to my advantage. I use the fear to drive me to succeed. I use the negative thoughts to make me realize how many positive things that I have and how positive this experience is. And people doubt themselves, and I've doubted myself, but I squash that little voice and I tell that, dirty flatmate to get back into his room and,
Dirty flatmate.
Yeah, the guy who leaves the seat up and, like with the wet towel on the floor and stuff, that guy comes out and says, oh, well, you're not going to do really well. And you're like, get back in your room, man. I don't want your, filthy mouth out here. Yeah. It's a mindset. Everybody can achieve something. Everybody can follow their dreams. It's just, you got to put it in perspective. There's going to be naysayers. There's going to be people out there that don't want you to succeed. Let them come. Just say whatever you want. Let them be the naysayers. It's that negativity that's only going to affect you, not them. And by affecting you, they've won. So all of that stuff you feel inside, all the fear of rejection, all of that, use it to your advantage. Use it to make yourself a better person. Use it to learn something about yourself, and use it to go out there and kick some butt and do what you want to do. It's just got to get that mindset right. And it is difficult, but it's not impossible for anybody.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that's one of the things that is really important in this process and it's one of the things that Ocean always talks about, that personal development, that mindset, that working on the feelings that are coming up and addressing the things that you need to address and healing the things that need to be healed so that you can keep moving forward. That is one of the top things that he talks about all the time in the mentoring program. I remember that. And it's such a key thing. You can't just think that you can just write a book and that it's all going to be like hunky-dory. There's a lot of steps in the process, and a lot. A lot more than what I expected, that's for sure.
Exactly.
So, and you've done really well because you've done a lot of work because you wanted to do it within this time while you've had some time off from the business. I actually took about 2 years to get mine organised for various reasons. Some of them were practical reasons, and some of them were working on that personal development and getting comfortable with sharing my story. So do you think it's different for a fiction to be writing fiction as compared to your life story? For example, you were saying you've written a book about your life story.
Took me 10 years to finish that. Yep. It took me a week to finish 3 kids' books. I mean, there's 1,500 words compared to 85,000.
Right.
And I guess as your life changes, you go back and you go, oh, hang on, I don't feel right about sharing them. I don't want to, go there. And I don't think the reader's going to like that. So you actually morph as an author. It's only been 4 months since I wrote the first story. That was the end of April. We're almost at the end of August. So in that time, I have learned in that 4 months, I think more than I learned in the 10 years writing the other book. And it was much more difficult because we do this as self-publishers. We promote ourselves. With the guidance of Ocean and his team, we have the knowledge of how to do it. But I think having that step-by-step instruction is just priceless. It's something that, I am mind blown at how easy the process is when you put it in steps, but without knowing how hard it would be to do that on your own. So this company, I'm blown away by. He's just got it. He's got it, and I encourage people to self-publish because the reward, it's so rewarding that you do it. You're doing this. You've got COVID. Maybe you've lost your job. Maybe, you know, you're affected by health, and especially in Melbourne now, you've got some time. Do something with that time. It's write that book. Come up with an idea. Self-publish. You won't regret doing something for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And in the end, it's about that achievement, isn't it? It's about doing something that you feel proud of. It's about doing something, like you said, to leave a legacy for your children. And even, I mean, you're specifically writing children's books, but at the moment, the legacy for your children could be and can be your memoir as well. You know, when that comes, when it's ready. But like, there's so much excitement in and passion behind what you do. And as you said before, you have that impetus of, you know, getting those beautiful lessons out there into the world, books that are, you know, helpful in terms of teaching children about friendship, teaching children about imagination, you know, teaching children about kindness, you know, all of those beautiful things that we want our children to learn and know. I think that's fantastic. And the series is going to be great, I'm sure, in terms of, you know, what people are going to get out of it. So what would you hope for parents and kids that they'll get out of the books?
So the parents, I'm really excited to be donating to the RBWH Foundation and to the Precious Wings Foundation. You know, they're foundations that support the hospital, that support families like myself, and a lot of other families out there. So opening that book and seeing, wow, we spent money on a purchase that's supporting these really important foundations, and allowing a conversation maybe to start about bereavement between the parents. That's what I want the parents to get out of it. They're rhyming stories, so the kids are just going to love them. The illustrations are divine, and you know, subscribing to the website, to the newsletter, we will get copies of these, some of the illustrations.
Yeah. Yes.
And so the children, I think, are just going to love seeing the bear, and it's like, oh, it's my bear. And you know, just really enjoying the stories, and that's what I want. I want people to feel. I want to make people feel good about the children and parents. Yeah,
that's awesome. So you were saying about the when people order the books, you get the series of the first three books, which is fantastic. So the first three books, so it's $29.95 for the 3 beautiful books, and they're going to be available from the 30th of September.
No, they are actually first. The pre-launch starts the first week in September.
So you can actually, so you can order from the first week of September, and the first 100 people get a copy of some of the illustrations.
Yeah, a limited edition, signed copy by both myself and the illustrator. Only 100 to go out. So a little secret. Guess what? You can buy the book now, because pre-launch isn't there, but it is available now as a special. In order to, there is only 100 of these. So I did just put it online and thought, I'm just going to let, you know, if people want to buy them. So, you know, a few people have started so far. So that's brilliant. But if you want to be in this first 100 to get this special limited edition print of one of the illustrations, then jump online, www.kellymareeauthor.com, and just go the free bundle. So if you're not in Brisbane, first 100 people as well will get to come to the launch in Brisbane, if they want a ticket. If not, it'll be an online launch as well. And of course, don't forget your beautiful books as well. $8.50 postage from anywhere in Australia.
Great, that's great. So I'll obviously put that information in underneath the video so that people can actually click on the links, and it's nice and easy so they can get to your website, sign up for your mailing list so they know exactly what's happening at what time, and they can connect with you on Facebook as well at Kelly Maree Author, on Facebook and Insta. You're on Insta as well, the same thing?
Yeah.
think. Yeah. So yes, I'm pretty sure that's the same on Instagram. So what's next after this? I mean, are you just going to keep on working? Clearly, you're obviously still writing the next 3 because you're going to do another set of 3 after this. Do you think that will be towards the end of the year, or do you think it'll be sort of like next year before they'll be ready?
Oh, next year for the next 3. The illustrator has the cover of book 4 already, so she's working on that. Look, I want to really start focusing on maybe some keynote speaking, some webinars in relation to, you know, like dealing with grief and, you know, setting goals for yourself and understanding grief in your life and how it can affect different parts of your life. So I would like to get into that a little bit more as well. So you never know what the future holds. There's some really exciting stuff coming up, and I can't tell anybody, but it's exciting. So watch this space.
Yeah. Exactly. That's so cool. So that's fantastic. So as I say, I'll definitely put the links in underneath the video. If anyone has any questions, if anyone wants to just have a chat to you about what they've been going through in their family and just connect with someone who understands and is willing to have an open communication conversation, then that's fantastic. I love that you're putting yourself out there in that way, because I think it's something that a lot of people have experienced, but like you say, they haven't necessarily told anybody about. So that's a lovely offer that you're saying that. So as I say, we'll put some connection in the links below, and look out for the books on Kelly's website, kellymareeauthor.com, and we will
subscribe to the newsletter, because that's all the secret squirrel stuff gets released there first.
Secret squirrel. I say that as well. Get Secret squirrel. Yes, Secret Squirrel business will be get into that mailing list, and then you'll know what's coming up and when, and all the special offers that will be happening very shortly, because September is coming around very quickly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
A lot of work to do.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So thank you so much for joining me, Kelly. It's awesome to have you on, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the near future. So thanks for coming. My name's Pip Coleman. This is Kelly Maree, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.